Hello guys, welcome to another video. I'm currently in Michigan right now and I'm awkwardly filming this clip right now because this camera is super heavy and I don't want to walk around with this camera. But basically I just got my hair done in Rochester Hills, Michigan, and I'm actually like in the downtown part of Rochester, so I'm gonna like walk around until I'm picked up because I currently don't have a vehicle. So I'm gonna get some steps in, and it's actually like not a bad day out right now. It's actually like kind of warm-ish, I guess, for Michigan. I don't know if you guys can see, like my neck is red. I have like a little rash thing going on and my skin gets very dry and irritated. But yeah, so I'm gonna go walk around and
Shawty's like a melody in my head that I can't keep on. Got me singing.
So this is downtown Rochester, and typically for the holidays they have like these cool lights, like Christmas lights obviously, and a lot of people kind of come here just to see the lights or whatever. And I'm like holding this camera right now and everyone's just staring at me because they're like, why is she having a camera? It's always like so like bizarre that people don't like really understand like social media content, even though like we all watch it, I guess. So this is kind of like the strip. At one time, Lucas, myself, and we had hired two other people here, and we did kind of like a photo shoot, and it was for Christmas time, and I froze my ass off. And it was beyond cold. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of walk around and I guess get my steps in. Alright, so I'm walking down like in Rochester right now, and everyone's like staring at me because, well, I gotta show you. God, it's so fucking cold here. You know how like people like don't really understand like what a camera is? You know what I mean? Like they don't understand it. See, like say hi guys. Or I don't even know if I'm showing you him because I can't see, because this lens like literally weighs more than my problems. But yeah, I'm like walking down the street and I'm just trying to like film myself or whatever, and everyone like they stop and like they slow down. Like, what is she doing? Like, why do people do that in Michigan? It's only in Michigan. It's only in Michigan that people act like absolute assholes here. And if you're wondering why I'm in Rochester, also guys, I would say Lucas grew up over here. I did not. Yeah, I know they can't hear you. They can hear me though. So he grew up here, and I don't even live over here. I literally live like 40 minutes away. But I was trying to give my mom like momager tasks, and God, see, I'm getting a runny nose. Oh, on top of my rash that I already have. But yeah, so basically I gave my mom like a task, like to momager me or whatever, and she found this cute salon over in Rochester, and yeah, this is where I got my hair done. But I also could have went to Clinton Township to do it because I didn't need to come all the way to Rochester. And Lucas, I'm telling you right now that I really miss you filming me. I miss you filming me because I feel like this whole YouTube video is just like my big head. And it's hard to hold, honestly. But yeah, I'm just like walking because I have to wait to get picked up. So wait. So you ever remember the traffic lights? It goes wait, wait, wait. Oh, this is funny. Yeah, no one has seen a camera before. I'm literally blowing people's minds right now. I hope I'm not one of those like crabby old people, you know? As I walk by old people saying that, God, it's such an asshole. I don't know, the vibe is different in Rochester, Michigan. All right, well, go feed my cat, please. All right, so as I'm walking, because I'm like really pacing, I found this place. It's called Downtown Tire Company, and I'm gonna go in here I'm gonna ask if they would allow me to film a session. I don't know, whatever. I'm gonna see though. Oh, hold on. Oh, it's cute in here. Oh, good. It's very nice.
It's not a book, it's like a
Very pretty. Oh, I see the word spells. Encyclopedia of 5,000 spells. This is maybe what Hollywood uses. I'm just kidding. Big pots. Big pots. This is an emotional support plant. I need that, actually. I need that. Crazy plant lady, that's not me. I kill everything. I have a quick question.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do social media for a
Okay.
living, and I used to live here, I don't anymore.
Okay.
And I was wondering if I was to do like a psychic reading, if I could actually film it. No one has to be in it, just like the what's actually being said.
Definitely you're allowed to record.
Okay.
I think it would really be up to the reader.
It's very interesting, and I think that for a majority of people that don't really like know about it or believe in it,
Yeah.
I think it's just interesting to kind of see like
Yeah.
you know, the experience. You know?
Absolutely.
Trying to like make sure that my path aligns with who I am and like who I'm supposed to be is like
Absolutely.
really important to me.
So, what part of Florida do you live? Or
Tampa.
Tampa,
Yeah,
okay.
Tampa, yeah.
My parents have a house near Fort Myers.
Oh, okay.
area.
All right, all
so,
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're there right now. I'm like, oh, it's so much better than here.
It is very much so better than here. It's not even like too like I would say the atmosphere in Florida is a little bit prissy, I will say. Like it's a little bit like very entitled, very just out of touch sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes like I'm like very social or like outgoing, and sometimes people are like a little bit like, whoa, you know. Sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, hey, you know, like, it's good, you know, that's the Aries energy. It's good to be, you know, yourself. And
Well, it's good to be yourself until everyone makes you a problem. So.
is there anything on your mind you want some insight on?
Yeah, I would say, honestly, everything, just in a summary. My career, where you see, like, the future, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Love life, just, like, where you see, like, my future going, I would say, is,
Okay,
like, that is
yeah,
really what I want to, like, focus
yeah.
on is what is my sole purpose? Am I doing these things? Am I not? Am I on the right track?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just as real as you can get in 15 minutes.
Sounds good. Sounds good. How old are you, by the way?
28 as of today. That's the
Okay.
first time I've actually said that out loud. 28.
Okay, all right. Okay, well, I'm going to start with the main energy of Oracle, Tarot, and Astrology. So we'll mix it in.
Okay.
We have our Five of Wands. And then we have knowledge here. So with the Five of Wands, this is making sure that when it comes to all the things that we have going for us, it's kind of like this very like Aries thing, like make sure you finish what you start.
Got it,
Because sometimes it can
Okay.
be like a lot of scatteredness.
I am that,
And,
yes.
but I mean, it's good to like experiment and try things because you obtain knowledge from that.
Okay,
But
yeah.
the Five of Wands, like, just make sure, like, you know, we do kind of have a schedule or more of a routine and like really kind of,
Oh, that's what I
you
struggle
know.
in right now, to be honest with you.
yeah, it's just kind of like making sure there's a little bit more consistency too with all
Okay.
the like different things you have going on.
Okay. That's one of the things I lack right now is consistency and routine.
Mm-hmm.
We're kind of like all over the place because
Yeah.
honestly doing a lifestyle online makes it be that way sometimes. You know,
Mhm.
you're jumping here, you're going here, you know, and I started out in fitness and now, you know, I'm kind of transpiring into more of like the lifestyle theme, more of like a beauty world aspect.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like I'm still doing the fitness content, we're still doing all that, and then we're adding more on top of that, and then we're traveling, and then, you know, I got to film, and, you know, it's like it's hard to kind of there's no balance in my lifestyle right now.
Yeah,
There's
and every
none.
day could be completely different.
It's just
or
chaos
change like
constantly.
hour by hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Constant chaos, I would say. You know?
So I'm pulling the card in Tarot, which represents Aries. So I think that's kind of cool, which
Yeah.
is the Emperor.
Yeah, okay.
And I have the Two of Wands, and then I'm going to pull another one here. We have Aquarius. So with the Emperor, this is like control. And it is like when you have all those things kind of going, the moving parts, like how can we control it? Maybe it's okay, we have one day just for the fitness content. Maybe it's one day for the beauty and like,
Okay, I
you know,
like that.
just kind of seeing how you can like structure it and make it work for you.
Okay, I like
but
that.
still make it like dynamic
Yeah.
because you don't want to get bored.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Which is like the worst thing for an Aries. So
I'm never bored.
yeah. So, but I think the Emperor is really good as well for really being comfortable in your own skin. It's like, this is who I am. I'm going to sit in my throne of life and
Yeah.
I'm going to just be myself
Yeah,
and be
okay, I like that.
authentic.
Yeah, okay.
The Two of Wands, great card. It's like anything that you have on your mind, like new projects, new ideas, like get going on them. This is the time to do it.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a snap from the universe, like let's get going.
Okay.
Don't put like ideas on hold. But there's a new beginning, there's a new path unfolding before you.
Okay.
So it's a dirt path right now, just walk on it.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
And eventually it'll get more concrete, but it's a good card to kind of say like the road's your oyster.
Okay.
So make it what you want it to be.
Okay.
Aquarius is great for not only like new friendships and new people coming in, but also it's good for business and like entrepreneurial like endeavors. So I do think, especially the more like you're a little bit more organized, structured, and like consistent, see what other things come in, because you're like, oh wow, the projects are getting bigger, or I'm getting like a friendship here or a connection here. So I think this is really dynamic and good.
Love that.
And I kind of feel like this Aquarius energy, let's see how the next like 6 months go too, with like people coming in. I think it would be really telling, especially if you kind of switch your routine a little bit. It's like, oh wow, like I can maybe make more time for new people, or let's see the friends that you have.
Yeah. So I'm not a very good friend right now, if I had to be honest with you. I'm not. And it's not because I don't like my friends. Well, what I find to be a problem is the friends I do have are either intertwined with what I do, like they do similar things, or what happens is I feel like way too advanced for people, and I feel like I'm always like, I always say bizarre things, or I'm always like thinking this extreme way where like people are still like figuring out things that I figured out at 22 and 23. So like I always feel like I'm like I never know how to be. I actually never know how to. I don't know if that's like an Aries thing or if that's just my own problem, but people say be yours, like I had made a joke like you can be yourself, but when everyone makes you a problem, how do you be yourself then? If we have a relationship, you and I expect you to be honest with me, and then I'm holding you accountable because that's what I find to be honest, and then you're getting offended and you're being passive aggressive, like I no longer want to invest in the relationship anymore, because if I have to constantly think about every little thing I'm saying, I'm actually wasting my time, and I already lack schedule. So it's kind of just like I don't sometimes know how to be in this world, because I feel like I'm too intense, I'm too much. Everyone says like, Miranda, be yourself, and it's like I'm myself, and then you make it a problem. Like actually, that's actually my problem.
Yeah, it's like the Aries, like just a little bit of the high strongness that some people like don't get, but it's also like Aries know who they are, and a lot of people don't know who they are.
Well, and
so
I wouldn't say I wouldn't say I always knew who I was. I would say more so like I think I've actually learned who I am like through failure. And I do think that I'm like very high strung, but I also sit and listen to feedback about myself all the time, and like with what I do. Being online, I'm getting feedback, no matter how much it is rude or not, it doesn't matter, right? So I kind of have that perspective of like, I don't care what feedback I get. I'm not offended by it, but everybody else in life is very offended over a lot, honestly. And it gets hard to be like myself, because I'm always too much for the environment.
Yeah, what you're kind of talking about, like earlier today I was watching some of the Megan Fox call her daddy thing. And she was talking about like, she can, like, it's always like something. She always like, was a loner, like an outcast. And I have actually felt I'm an only child too, but I've actually felt by myself my entire life. It's like I can be around people, and I can be like, like I've worked with Lucas for about 9 years now, and the internal like work I've done on myself is confusing for someone like him being a Cancer. And we had to work on a lot of like, not everything I say is about you personally. We have a job to do. So it's been hard for me to kind of balance the friend and the, personal relationships and the work relationships, because to me sometimes my lifestyle is all one, because Lucas is my friend and we work together and we've been doing this since day one. But there are a lot of things where like I've been, away or on like a traveling trip, and like I have had to learn lessons faster because of me being the face of my brand. So it's just kind of like I just feel very too much for everybody all the time. And people like to do this thing, like especially my mom, she'll do this thing where like sometimes if we're getting into an argument or something, and she'll say, Miranda, I don't sometimes need you to like mother me, and it's like, well, that's called gaslighting, when we're not going to do that today. And it's not even like a low blow at her or anything like that. It's more so like people are not taught these things. And then you have people like the newer generations that are a little bit more mental health focused and whatnot. Like you have those things, and it's like, oh, it's like recorrecting the behavior that they've actually known for years. And so I just find it very hard to be myself, because, I don't think I'm a know-it-all. But I will only speak when I do know something. Yeah, and, maybe that's, one thing too, it's like, if you the friends you do have in your life, or like Lucas, it's just like, okay, like maybe like how can I prioritize this a little bit more, which sometimes hard, because like the Aries wants to put so much focus on what they're doing in themselves,
for sure.
But it's like, okay, like also I think sometimes what helped me being an Aries is like putting myself in other people's shoes. And
well,
like,
man, my empathy,
doing
I think,
it.
hurts me.
Yeah, and sometimes, you know, but yeah, that was something like my parents, like, I guess kind of gave me a little bit of that direction, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, it's not just all about me all
Yeah,
the time.
absolutely. And I know that, and it's like, I'm actually, I think, so caring that it actually hurts me.
Mm-hmm.
But the
Yeah.
funniest thing in life for me is I think people think that they know me,
Mm-hmm.
but they really don't know my next move.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that because
keep them guessing.
it confuses the toxic people. Really, like
Mhm.
they don't know what to do.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, and maybe too, I think what is really good. Oh, I have the Cancer energy coming in.
That's so funny.
You know, but Cancers and Aries, they have a lot more with like the details of astrology. They have a lot more in common than like meets the eye.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
And Aquarius again.
So his
I mean,
he's a Cancer, and then also his moon. I believe he's an Aquarius rising.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's a Gemini moon.
Yeah. Do you know your
I
top
do.
3? What are yours?
Aries sun, Aries moon, and then Pisces rising.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of that.
Does that surprise you at all or no?
I mean, I definitely know there's some fire in that top 3 besides the Aries.
Oh yeah,
so.
for sure.
Yeah.
I actually have more
Yeah.
Pisces in my chart than Aries.
Okay, yeah, because I mean you're close to the cusp, so yeah. I mean and maybe that's gonna be one of the priorities too. But these are like chosen friendships, these are people that you want to be in alliance with.
For sure.
And I think it's good that you are kind of like your own agent, your own boss too. You
Yeah.
kind of call the shots of your life.
I had to
think
do
that's
that
important.
because when I was working with other people, I'm like, this doesn't make a lot of sense. Why do they do it like this? I
Mhm.
don't understand this. Why?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, and you know, embrace your uniqueness. You embrace who you are and your authenticity. Don't like think of it as a shadow or think of it as something negative.
Yeah,
too.
for sure.
You know, you'll find your people, and I think
Yeah.
like that's like peace and finding your people.
I like that.
And that's
I like
going
that.
to come in.
I like that a lot.
So, and you know that peace comes from like having that peace first within yourself.
Yeah, I like that a
you
lot.
know, and working on that.
Yeah, that's good.
So, but and you know, money too is really good if Aquarius energy is through the entrepreneur endeavor. So
Yeah.
I think you know what you're doing, you're exactly where you need to be, and it's going to continue to grow.
Yeah.
You know, this is like social media and communication and choices with the lovers. So I think it's already you have a good, you know, platform with social media. But it's like, how do you want to expand within
Yeah.
the way you communicate your ideas and express yourself?
Yeah.
And this could be like creative collaboration. So it's I don't know if you already collaborate with like you know people too. I'm sure with like brands and things. But
Yeah.
it's like thinking, oh, who do I want to like collaborate with? Who would be like my number one? Or
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
make a list and like maybe reach out or just like meditate on it and see how those interactions come to you.
Love that. Okay.
So I think a lot of manifestation through
Yeah.
technology and through collective
Yeah.
collaboration.
I love that.
The Queen of Swords here, and yeah, I feel like just really do something with the ideas that you have, and you know, write them on like a sticky note and put it on your mirror or something.
Yeah.
But don't just have it, because sometimes it can get like all like washed away if we don't like write it down.
Okay.
But you know, and don't waste your breath on like arguments or trying to convince people of like who you are, what you want, or what you're doing. And the Queen of Swords just like don't, you know,
Just
talk
remove
to
the baggage.
low vibrational energy.
Like that. I've tried to work on that a lot more recently.
Mm-hmm. Because some people will get it, some people won't get it, and you
Yeah.
know, it's like I don't have time to you know convince you know people to get it.
Mhm. That's right. That's right.
So, Two of Pentacles. There's going to be a lot more. That's kind of why I think now, if you can try to structure yourself a little bit more, like a little bit tighter within the next couple of months, I think that you'll make way for a lot more opportunity, like even bigger things. And it's kind of like the next installment of your journey. But
I like
it's not
that.
going to come until you're a little bit more organized.
Okay.
Because the Two of Pentacles is like, there's something else coming. And
I like that.
you're going to be able to juggle like multiple things. You're already juggling a lot well. This is kind of saying like keep up the good work, but also prepare for like another thing to come in that might be even more time consuming, but it might be like, oh wow, this is like my main client or my main thing.
Got it. Got it.
So I think like this summer there's going to be a lot coming into focus, like June and July.
Okay.
And I think it's mostly career oriented things. When it comes to relationships, are you dating anyone right now?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so the Seven of Cups is a good card for you to visualize, dream, create, use your imagination for your dream person. That's
Got it.
how it's going to come to you. Especially like the Pisces rising energy,
Mhm.
you need to kind of live a fantasy a little bit.
Okay.
So, and then that person's going to come into your life, you're like, wait a second, like I manifested you. That
Yeah,
was crazy.
Okay.
So you need to dream a little bit more and dream bigger too. Like maybe write down like the top 10 brands or top 10 like people you want to work with and
Okay.
watch that list come to life.
Okay. Question about like just the love thing.
Mhm.
Would you say that this is a new connection, or like what would you say like feedback is with like people from my past?
I feel like this can be like a past life energy
Okay.
coming in. That could be, you know, through manifestation, but sometimes it's like the right timing. We need to make sure, like,
Yeah.
you know, the souls meet at the right time.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if someone comes in, you do have this maybe past life exchange.
Okay,
And like
okay.
feeling a vibe. Maybe they might come through as
Or
a
like
friend.
actually like was in my past life. Would you
Was
say?
in your past life. This is kind of giving me like past life as of like this life here. Probably not. I think
Got
this is
it.
like a new person that probably had like your last incarnation.
Got it. Okay.
Energy.
All right. Makes sense.
But you know, they might come from like a friend of a friend, or like maybe some work business connection.
Mhm.
It's going to be related to like what you're doing. I don't think this is like, well, I'm going online or anything like that. I think you just run into them
Okay.
based off of your lifestyle,
Okay.
which is kind of the best way because it's in
Mhm.
person and you can get a good read right away.
I find that for me, like I feel more connected with people from my past,
Mm-hmm.
especially like when I've actually like kind of closed the door on any animosity or things like that. Because
Mhm.
in this lifestyle now, you know, I get judged by the way I look. I get judged for a lot of things where I have that familiarness of, you know, you knew me before I did this stuff, and like that's
Mhm.
like a home feeling for me where people now they don't know who I was. They don't know how I've actually worked hard on myself. And I find that when I've put myself in predicaments to meet other people or just to experience what is happening in the present moment, the most successful people that I've been around are the worst.
Okay. Yeah, and you know too, it's just like, don't like pigeonhole yourself like that. This is gonna be the only outcome if I meet people in
Got
this
it.
way.
Got it.
You know.
Yeah.
Because like
Like I'm pretty open-minded. It's just
Mhm.
interesting because it's like, you know, when you're dating, you don't really know what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, it's like, well, I'm like, oh, well, maybe do I want someone like me? And it's like, wait, no, I don't actually want someone like me. I don't
Mm.
because I'm high-strung,
Mhm.
and typically I'm attracting narcissists. Typically,
Mm-hmm.
like real
Yeah.
narcissists, not just ones that make money, but like real ones.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, oh wait, whoa, no,
Yeah.
that's not what I want. I
Yeah.
actually want someone that's more peaceful.
Yes, especially that Pisces rising. You need.
I need the peace.
You
and
need the
I
water
need
to the fire. In a
and
way.
I need someone to allow me to be myself
Mm-hmm.
without like having to override me or, you know, get
Mhm.
jealous of me.
Mm-hmm.
I need someone to actually like accept me for me, like who I really am.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah, and you know, like a good thing too, like what I do when I try to bring things into my life, I do write down like the things that I want, and it's crazy how it comes
Yeah.
to you.
And
And
I've been working
you
a
know,
lot more on like manifestation and like
Mhm.
meditating more. Like I've really tried to
Yeah.
focus in on that a lot more.
And
lately.
do that for your person too.
Yeah. I like that.
So the last card I'm pulling here is our Two of Swords, and the Two of Swords is like saying, you don't have to be at the crossroads if you don't want to be. Like it's making sure that you trust the choices that you make this year,
Mhm.
you know, 28, and also just know that there's so much growth around the corner.
Yeah.
Be prepared for. You're already prepared for it, but I kind of feel like with the Two of Swords, make choices that are best for you in mind, and don't overcomplicate things. So
Yeah,
keep
okay.
it simple. There's
Yeah.
a lot of great things that are already like in motion that
Yeah.
are coming in, that are already happening because
Yeah.
you've done the work.
Okay. Cool.
And this is just more like, you know, just prepare for it to be bigger and better, because there is a lot of bigger things like falling into your lap
I like
that
that.
are really great.
Cool.
And then, you know, two things can happen at once, like the law of the relationship, the friendship, the, you
Yeah.
know, success.
Yeah.
And just be like, yeah, it's infinite, it's abundant. Things can all happen when they want to.
Yeah. Okay. I like that a lot.
So,
This was really cool. I'm
So-
really happy with this, honestly.
I'm
I
glad.
wasn't even. So the thing is like I've actually there's this lady I follow on YouTube. Her name's Sloan Bella. Have you heard of her?
okay, no, I haven't.
She's awesome. And when I mean by
Okay.
awesome, she's a triple Leo.
okay. Mm-hmm.
So when she talks, I just feel like I'm like, you hear me. Because like, for example, like she says terms like it's not really appropriate, but she was on a live and she was like, you know, this pussy ass bitch, you know, da da. She kind of has that persona of like, she's not gonna just be like, this dummy, you know, da da. She like has
Mhm.
that very like, honestly, she's very like vibrant, I would say, like when
Mhm.
she speaks. And so she was talking about something she was passionate about, and sometimes like when I'm passionate, I go on rants like that. So she sometimes goes on rants. I'm like, I relate to you because you sound kind of delusional, and like I feel like I do that a lot, like when I'm like passionate about something. But
Mhm.
I don't know. She predicts a lot of things in Hollywood, like a lot of celebrity stuff, and like things that she
Mhm.
said in 2017 on YouTube is now coming in, you know, tuition right now, and it's really interesting how she's really been so accurate about some of these things that have been, you know,
Mhm.
said and stuff. And so yeah, I was asking Lucas, who I work with, I'm like, you know, because he knew I was coming here for my birthday or whatever, and he's like, well, what can I get you? He's like, well, do you want to do like a psychic reading or something? I'm like, yeah, I actually do. And so like he had tried to apply through her thing, and like she was all booked up. And then like today, for example, I got my hair done next door actually, and I never had been there before, and like I actually put my camera on the stand over there. I don't know if you saw me.
I saw you.
So I was like filming my clip for YouTube or whatever, and then I was walking around, and then I walked around and like I like was on FaceTime with him, and I'm like, Lucas, like you didn't tell me there's like a psychic place right here. I'm like, I'd love to do a reading on my birthday. Like why not, you know? And then all of a sudden, like I walked in, and like here I am.
Perfect.
You know?
Yeah, it's awesome. Synchronicity.
Super funny, honestly.
Do you want to take a picture?
Yeah, can I do that?
Yeah,
okay,
definitely.
Cool. Right, cool.
Yeah.
Sometimes too, like some astrology people follow me and like go, something big's gonna happen soon. Sometimes it's accurate, sometimes it's not, but it just all it all just depends on like what's going on.